Do you know the difference between a sermon and a lecture? Do you? Let's see.
Oh, it's described as a sermon, but really it was a lecture where she told the new president, go easy on migrants and refugees and members of the LGBTQ community. If you missed it, it's gotten a lot of support in some quarters and a lot of criticism. Here she is.
Wait, before she starts, right? If you missed it, she didn't ask or she wasn't telling him to support these people. She's begging for mercy. She's begging the president of the United States for mercy on behalf of people that she feels needs it. She's afraid for people. She has some type of empathy. That's actually what's happening. But we're here to view both sides because I want to hear what the anchors say after they hear this little snippet right here.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
They're scared.
There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals.
Yo, I don't see how anyone could refute that. I do understand that. I do understand the America First ideology. We got to take care of America first. We can't take care of people from other countries before we take care of people in our country. I completely understand that, and I agree with that. But when people get here through whatever means, whether this be bad policy from whatever president, and which I don't believe that that's what happened. I think these people will get here no matter what. Now, if you could show me otherwise, if you could put in the comment section otherwise, because a lot of people seem to say in my comment section that, yo, he did this and I'm glad he did this. I need, if you really have information that I could learn from, put it in the comment section because I don't mind doing research. But this bishop in DC was begging for mercy on behalf of other people. Now let's hear what the anchors on Fox News have to say.
Oh my God.
It's always good to learn. What was that, John, or was that Paul?
Why is he so
my God.
disgusted?
The vast majority of immigrants are
oh my
not
God.
criminals.
Oh my God.
It's always good to learn. What was that, John, or was that Paul?
I don't know. She didn't go through scripture. Okay?
Right.
And she
Yeah.
gave a political speech.
Absolutely.
And as someone that comes from generations of preachers, I would have walked out. I commend the president for being graceful, but I'm J.D. Vance. I'm looking crazy. Like, what is she talking about?
Now, why he got to be the first one to jump out? This is a problem. Why does he have to be the first one to jump out?
Doing a sermon. I don't think it was the appropriate time. If you had something to say to the president that may be a little political, if you wanted to talk about the president exercising mercy, then you could have asked for the president for a few minutes of his time.
Nah, you can't do that. You know why? Because he's not going to listen. And if you have a private conversation, what's going to happen in a private conversation? He's going to lie about what happened in the private conversation. We don't trust each other. So we got to figure out how to do things in a certain way. Y'all are very strategic. I think this was a strategic move. She asked President Trump for mercy for other people because there's people out there that are genuinely afraid. There's people in his own political party that are genuinely afraid of him. So what she did was not wrong. She asked a question. And all her questions and all her asking for mercy is all based on what people say they believe in. I don't think there's a problem there.
Mr. President, this is the issue that I feel. But don't get up there and try to preach a sermon that you cite no scripture for.
Well, she's not going to talk to him because during the George Floyd riots back in 2020, she said she'd given up trying to speak to Trump and said that he needed to be replaced. So,
look at the children. There's children there, too, that are hearing this message.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, there's children that are hearing this message. There's children that are hearing the message of a bishop asking for Donald Trump to chill because people are afraid. What is the problem with that? Like, really, please put in the comment section. What is the problem with that?
The president's team should have known that she could have said things that were inappropriate or stuff that they didn't need to hear or was not appropriate.
Just Google her.
That's all they would have to do. But instead, they put him in that position where he's in the front row.
Why was she selected? She's
the bishop.
The rector of
that bishop, of that particular national cathedral. Here she is last night on CNN explaining what she wanted to do.
Wait. She's the bishop of that national cathedral. They chose to go there, which is admirable because he don't really go into territory where, that's hostile. But let's hear what she has to say.
I was speaking to the president because I felt that he has this moment now where he feels charged and empowered to do what he feels called to do. And I wanted to say, there is room for mercy. There's room for a broader compassion. We don't need to portray with a broad cloth in the harshest of terms some of the most vulnerable people in our society.
So Trump wants an apology, and he made that clear. He said the so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater.
Yeah.
She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal immigrants that came into our country and killed people. Many were deposited from jails and mental institutions. It's a giant crime wave that is taking part in the USA. Apart from her inappropriate statements, the service was very boring and uninspiring. She is not very good at her job. She and her church owe the public an apology. You got this historic moment.
All right, so once Trump releases a statement of this sort, the person automatically becomes an enemy of the people that follow him. And that's a problem. She's the bishop of this national cathedral. So she made her way there. She put in the work to become the bishop of this national cathedral, to be able to speak on Inauguration Day. But he's saying that she's not smart, that she's disrespectful, uninspiring, boring. Like, once Donald Trump disagrees with someone, they're stupid, they are uninspiring. I don't know how they got their job. She's a so-called bishop. No, she's a bishop. I don't understand how we could go against anything. I don't understand how we can go against what she is and who she is. You can't strip her of her title. If you disagree with what she said, keep it moving. Don't try to demonize her and make her enemy of the people. It keeps happening where he makes people enemy of the state, and then they become like targeted. So I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Moment she decides to give a lecture. A self-important person who probably had AOC jot some notes down before.
You know what? I mean, she has every right to her opinion. We all have an opinion on this issue.
Right.
But I don't like it when ministers bring politics into the pulpit and try to lecture you.
I respect half of what she said. We're going to end soon. I respect half of what she said, basically because she said that, you have the right to say these things, but she doesn't like when you bring politics into things. But, Donald Trump has brought politics into every facet of society, every aspect of society. So that's what we have now. So don't be mad when the bishop politicizes something or takes an opportunity to speak politics, because we need to take care of our people. We need to take care of each other. And I think that's something that Donald Trump is missing. And I think that's something that his supporters are missing. She wasn't saying anything wrong. She was saying just there is room for compassion for others. And I don't see how that's a negative message. I don't care where you say it. I'm Board of Education. Like, share, subscribe, all of that YouTube, social media stuff. Leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next go.